Well, welcome to another episode of The Platform. Now, one of the great events around the world as far as uniqueness is the Miss International Queen held every year in Thailand. It's like the Miss Universe for the transgendered world, and girls come from all over the world that compete. Warwick Capper and I actually went over there a few years ago to film, and that was actually pretty hilarious. But history was made just recently with Jazell Barbie Royale from the United States, the first African-American winner of the contest, and here's a little bit of her backstory.
Hi everybody, I'm Jazell Barbie Royale. I'm a 31-year-old trans female located in Orlando, Florida. But I've always been a singer, I've always been interested in music. Music has always been my passion and my drive, and it's actually what got me through life. And one day I saw Tina Turner on television, and when I saw her on television I was like, oh, I can do that. And I would actually take robes and wrap robes and towels around me to imitate Tina Turner for my mom without even having to think about it. My mother is my biggest inspiration. Like so many of us, we adore and love our mothers, but my mother, she sacrificed a lot for me and my siblings. She's a single mother of 5, and she was able to go to college, not once but twice, and to get her master's degree in business and science. And that inspired me as an individual, and it made me a very determined individual. And it also let me know that anything is possible and I can do anything if I put my mind to it.
So it was great fun jumping on Skype, and she took her iPhone out to the balcony and put it down, and we recorded this for the platform. All right, well, look, thank you for being on the show.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I do a show that's all about stories, and I'm guessing that your story is pretty unique. So I'd love to find out about it. Like, where'd you go up?
Yeah, I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I mean, I guess you get asked this a lot in media and stuff, but at what age for you did you know, or did you feel that you wanted to be a little girl?
It's very difficult for me to give a straight answer when it comes to that. I always felt different, but I didn't have the words. I see nowadays, you look on television and you see some people say, oh, I was 2 years old saying I was a little girl. And those are different cases, and maybe we live in a different time, and we're more exposed to things. But I didn't wake up and just say, oh, I'm a girl. But I think I internalized a lot of things, and I felt different, and I knew I wanted to change things about myself. I just didn't know how to put it. I didn't know how to verbally say it until I actually saw it. And when I actually saw someone that was transgender, that's when it was like an aha.
And how old were you when you saw that?
Actually, the first time knowingly seeing a person that was transgender, I was about 8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 8. And it stuck with me. It didn't go anywhere. And then I entered my first nightclub at 16, my first gay nightclub at 16. And that was when it really clicked. When I was able to see it, I was like, that's what I want to do. And that's when I started.
Wow. So if you don't mind me asking, like, what was life like for you growing up then? Like, I mean, were you always torn, or how was it with those feelings and sort of family? Was it accepted and amongst your friends and everything, or what happened there?
Well, when it came to my friends, I think all of my friends do. I think all my friends probably knew before I did. And years later now, when I talk to a lot of people that I went to school with, they tell me now, they say, you were always a girl. You were all. I'm like, really? I didn't think I was. In my head, I was, but they said, no, you were a girl. So people saw it before I did. My mom, she said one day she saw me dancing to Beyonce, and that's how she was able to say, yeah, that's my daughter,
So you must have been like a super cute little boy then, because you've transformed into this gorgeous looking woman. What was it like? What was it like when you were a young teenager and hormones are going crazy? And were you like attracted to, like, I don't know, like little gay boys or straight boys?
Um, when I was younger, I was more focused on trying to find my own identity, so I really wasn't focused on what I was liking at that time.
Right. The Miss International Queen is like the biggest contest, right, for transgendered girls.
Absolutely, yes.
Tell us about the story and leading up to that. Like it was something you've been working a long
Well,
time towards.
yes. Mimi Marks won in 2005, and that happened to be my senior year in high school. But I had already been entertaining already since I was like a sophomore, and so it was huge. It was huge. It was huge news that someone from the USA had went over to another country and won this big pageant. So it was automatically a really big thing to us here in America. And it just instantly became a goal of mine because I thought to myself, I set myself, I wanted to win the biggest pageant in the United States. And then I also wanted to be able to go out of the country and win the biggest pageant. Who doesn't want to win the best? Who doesn't want to conquer, the get to the top of the mountain? And that's what I wanted to do. And I set a goal for myself to be Miss International Queen. And I tried for the last 5 years. I was supposed to do the pageant and things would happen. But long story short, people started to really get behind me and really rally behind me. And they supported me financially. And that's how I was able to come all the way 30 hours away from home to be here.
And how do you find Thailand? Because I've been there quite a bit. I've been to Pattaya. It's pretty hot. It's pretty sort of bustling. It's like Disneyland for adults at certain parts of that place. But how did you find the weeks? It's pretty intense for all the girls, right?
When we first get here, there's like 2 weeks of it's almost like military. Honestly, to me it was like being on a strict schedule.
Yeah.
And being, you having to get up at a certain time, eat at a certain time. Everything was planned out. You had to do it. What you had to do. You had to be in high heels for 10 to 12, sometimes 14 hours a day.
Wow.
So it's really serious. A lot of times people think that we just get up there and we just no. There's a lot of hard work that goes behind it.
And how did you?
Really worked, all of us really worked really hard to put on a nice pageant for the world.
So here we go, Miss USA. Here's your question. What is the theme of this contest and how do you feel about it? Think about it.
Thank you. The theme is world equality. We all need to be equal. We're born with that right. Everyone is equal regardless of your color of your skin, regardless of the person that you choose to love, regardless of the person that you choose to marry, regardless of the God that you choose to worship. We are all equal. And that is why I am here today. I am here today to show the world for the first time that we're all equal and that someone that looks like me can be the winner as well. Thank you.
How did you get on with all the other girls? Because they come from all over Asia and around the world. You must have made some pretty cool friends.
Oh, absolutely. I've made some friends that I will probably have for the rest of my life. I'm sure I will. And of course, they're gonna always be those that you may not connect with, but maybe hopefully we'll connect later on this year or later on in life. You never know.
So take me through the moment that you're standing on stage and there's you and maybe one other or two other and it's the final and there's envelopes being brought out. How were you feeling and what was it like when they announced your name?
Well, there were so many things going through my head. Being that I had watched the pageant, watched all of the Miss International Queens over the years, one of the things that kept going through my head was, am I going to just be another first runner-up? Because, and the reason why I say that, and I say this with all respect, But if you look at the history of the pageant, everyone that has looked like me has, that has gotten into the top three were always first alternate, and one was, second alternate. So that I couldn't help but have that thought in my mind, like, am I going to just be good enough to be first runner up? I never thought about second runner up, never. To be honest, I didn't. I can't even.
I can see the confidence in your face.
Yeah, I can't even lie and say that. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't put second runner up in my mind, but I did. I did put first runner up in my mind because of the history of the pageant. But when I reflected on what I was able to convey in Q&A, I was very confident in what I had presented that night. And so I knew that it was a possibility, but I wasn't going to believe it until I actually heard them say USA.
Wow.
And so when I actually heard them say USA, it was an out of body experience, because I knew instantly that I had done something great, that I made history, that I will never be forgotten. All of those things went through my head. I'll never be forgotten. When I leave this earth, there's something that's going to say Jazell Barbie Royale or Jazell Barbie was the first. Boom, boom, boom. And it's amazing that in our day and time that we still have the first. You would think everything has been done.
Yeah.
Or, but we still have things where people are the first. And so I'm very happy about that. And I hope that this experience, not only with me being the first person of African descent, but I want to be the first Miss International Queen to go to different countries and help out other LGBT communities in other countries. I want to be the first Miss International Queen to sign a record deal, or the first Miss International Queen to make it, mainstream music, or something. I want to do something besides just be the first African person of African descent to win. So those were the things that were going through my head. Just like I said, mainly just saying that I have made my mark on the world. I made my mark. I really made my mark in my country, in the United States, and being Miss Continental and being Miss Black Universe and so many other pageants. It solidified who I am in the pageantry world, and then winning Miss International Queen put me on a platform for the world to know who I am. So I'm really, really grateful.
Miss International Queen 2019 goes to Miss USA!
Which means the first runner-up is Miss Thailand. Now Miss International Queen 2019, Miss USA, will take home 450,000 Thai baht in cash, trophy, sash, gift voucher for Pratu Naam Polyclinic by Dr. Tep, weight visit, cosmetic gift set from Missing Cosmetics, gift set from La Moon by Escalade Clinics, flower bouquet from Flow Design Florists, a VIP access to Tiffany's show party for 1 year, and a luxurious residential apartment at Woodlands Hotel and Resort Pattaya during her reign.
Very cool. What do you know about Australia?
Honestly, I know that it's hot. I know that it's known for kangaroos. I know that if I'm not mistaken, I think thousands of years ago when there was a whole bunch of ice. I think people from Africa, when they left Africa, they were able to walk across the ice, and I think Australia was one of the first places they um, that they settled.
Like the Aboriginal people?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think I'm. Not, I don't think I am, but I think people from Africa, they did migrate,
So
and then over thousands of years, things changed and they started to look like.
I just a little.
But
That's gonna.
that happens over a course of thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Wow, that's an interesting. Yeah, well, who knows? Interesting. Hey, when if you're a transgendered girl like yourself, and you know you're very beautiful, you get hit on by a lot of dudes, right? Particularly back home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever have situations where the guy has no idea, and he like I'm imagining that you do, and is there like a funny story or an interesting story where that's happened to you?
I live my life every day as a woman. I don't wake up every day and think to myself, "Oh, I'm transgender." I just wake up thinking that I'm just a girl like anybody else. And of course, men come at me all the time and they don't know. Most times, I'm not interested in them, and most times, the individuals that I find interest in, they're not heterosexual. I'm more so comfortable in my own community, so I don't even have to explain the fact that I'm transgender to people that are already in my community. So that's that.
Okay, and I love asking people about chasing dreams, and you kind of touched on before the dream of traveling a little bit with being Miss International Queen, but what's the ultimate dream for you if you could live it?
Wow, my ultimate dream. My ultimate dream is to be secure, to be financially secure, and to have a secure, um, just a secure life, just a secure career, just to be able to one day retire and not have to work and be comfortable, to be able to purchase my home, wherever it is, wherever I want to settle, just to not have to worry about, anything. That would be my ultimate goal. I want all of my ultimate goals as far as pageantry almost. I may have, I'm young, but I may have one or two more pageants in me, and then that's about it. Maybe, and that's a maybe. I may not do any more ever again. And if I do, there's one or two. But as far as just life, I just want to be financially together. I want to be able to have a mate and get married, and I would love to have a child.
Yeah, so you mentioned music before. We just had some bad connection, so thank you for standing. But what kind of artists do you love, and what kind of style of music do you love to do?
Well, of course, my favorite singer is Whitney Houston. Without having to think about it, she's the most amazing singer that I've ever heard.
You kind of look a little bit like her.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Uh, uh, we share similar things. I was born August 8th. She was born August 9th, so we're both Leos. And I enjoy singing as well, and I'm very inspired by her. My singing style is very inspired by her, and I just really I just never really heard anybody that's able to sing a song quite like her.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. Hey. And y'all know the rest of the song?
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, it just froze up again. So I'll just say thank you very much for being on the show. Congratulations again for winning the title. It's great to have you on the TV over in Australia, and wish you the best with everything.
Thank you so much, and hello Australia. I hope to come and visit one day. I would love to.
Yeah, come and hang out. All right, nice to see you.
All right, thank you.
So there she is. Great fun to have her on the show. Fascinating story, and yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.